With loving greetings from all souls at this station, this is Matthew. It may not appear that action is moving toward peace, prosperity, cooperation, and preserving the planet. However, plans for that are being discussed behind the curtain of the world stage. What is evident is the divisiveness caused by the flurry of thoughts and feelings. Along with political polarization and differences in religions, cultures, and societal values are the widely varying attitudes about the future. Souls you have helped awaken are enthusiastically embracing the winds of change. Individuals who are financially well off are dragging their heels. They want to keep the shady procedures and structures that enabled them to easily become wealthy. The many who are struggling financially are stressed and desperate, and dark ones are scared about being prosecuted for their crimes. That mixture of energy could only produce conflict and commotion, and it is, but it will diminish when ongoing efforts show the world is on the move in positive new directions. Although most changes are not visible, all are being felt. The vibrations that are undergirding light forces actions around the world are buffeting bodies, minds, and spirits, and your dense bodies are not immune to the effects. Adjusting to the waves of lighter energy will come faster and easier if you sleep more than usual, be in nature as often as possible, spend restorative time and solitude, and stay hydrated. Everything has been in acceleration mode for 2 decades, but the recent influx of higher frequencies is evoking the sensation of even greater speed. It seems that time is passing faster and faster, and happenings are coming more and more swiftly because Earth is orbiting in successively lighter energy planes on her ascension course. Some messengers of the light perceive ascension as a single spectacular event that affects every soul on the planet. We see 2 kinds of ascension, and both are processes. Planetary started nearly a century ago and will continue until Earth is securely in high 5th density, the vibrational level where Gaia and her planetary body originated. Personal is souls growing spiritually and consciously through a series of developments that sometimes is 1 step forward, 1 back, and other times is full steam ahead. Every soul has the choice to grow in awareness during this lifetime or wait for the same opportunity in another incarnation. In a related matter, your dictionary definition of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, falls so very short of the actuality. Synchronicity is the workings of the universe that serve the best interests of each soul by opening doors to the kinds of experiences chosen in its contract and the pre-birth agreement made by all souls who want to share the lifetime. Special individuals, locations, and circumstances involved in each person's life don't appear in chronological order, but in the sequence required for individual aspects to develop at the appropriate time. As the response to each new aspect is energetically registered in the person's Akashic record, it signals the next to be at the ready, and each new aspect fits where it belongs so as to form the soul's chosen lifetime. What is new about this ancient arrangement that is customized for every soul in every physical lifetime is the swiftness of developments. Doors are opening very quickly, and the time to take advantage of each synchronous step is fleeting. Acting on situations that have become increasingly important to you can result in major changes in relationships, locations, fields of interest, or employment. Your intuition, which the high frequencies and new coding have sharpened and expanded, will guide you in confidently making decisions that will lead to the experiencing you choose. That is the goal of every soul in every lifetime, and this unique era presents challenges and advantages. Persons who choose to complete all 3rd density karmic lessons and achieve the balance needed to evolve are dealing with very heavy burdens. In some cases, others in the soul cluster are assisting with the most difficult lessons. Puppets of the dark forces are fiercely trying to keep their toehold on the global economy, mainstream media, and generating fear, even knowing that their attempts will be futile. When fervent soul searchers heed their intuition, they don't need to know about synchronicity to recognize and boldly enter all open doors. Dear brothers and sisters, you may want to ponder this. It is the doors you decided to pass through or declined to enter in your multiple lifetimes that have led you to this very moment. Can our environment and Mother Earth sustain the onslaught of drilling for oil and gas? Yes, until there are replacements. Gaia's fortitude and desire to supply what her lifeforms need will preserve her planetary body until help arrives, and it is on the way. Scientists in Nirvana are filtering information to selected scientists on Earth during their sleeping hours, and in their waking hours they credit their intuition with the revelation that the planet is a living organism and all its elements are as essential to it as all body parts are to humankind. They are receiving ways to harness free energy, which they believe are results of serious thoughts, and they are sharing their discoveries with colleagues and students. Before long, persons with interest and aptitude will realize they have all scientific knowledge at soul level. Gaia's sensitive message included these remarks. We are all concerned about the mistreatment from the broken masculine system that now is in full view, but it has been operating for millennia. It is a mindset that has no regard for my well-being at all. Do you know why she spoke so despairingly about masculine energy? The best way to answer that question is to describe masculine and feminine energies and apply that to planetary history. First, we say the energies have nothing to do with gender or sexual orientation. They are streamers with attachments of characteristics. Competitiveness, aggression, sternness, persistence, control, warrior temperament, and determination to succeed are associated with masculine energy. Feminine energy has gentle, nurturing nature, sensitivity, compassion, thoughtfulness, patience, and empathy. Both energies are strong, protective, courageous, contain art in its myriad forms, value closeness with nature, and can lead to cooperation, innovation, adventure, and discovery. Integrating aspects of both energies helps attain the balance that is the aim of every soul in every incarnation. The closer to androgyny, the ideal balance of the two energies, the more light is within a person and the greater is his or her evolutionary status. The same is true of an entire civilization. Now then, individuals who have predominantly masculine traits can use them wisely, productively, and bravely, or they can direct their energy to start wars and cause massive death toll, widespread suffering, and geographic devastation. For long ages, the latter is what Gaia endured, as always some souls in her civilizations were brutal and violent. The low vibrations emitted throughout millennia caused the planet to devolve from fifth density to deep third and become mired there. Arnold, a member of extraterrestrial special forces, spoke about that. During the eons, the planet was trapped in deep third density energy. The imbalance that caused its descent from fifth density to that level continued to increase. Eventually, the orbit was so out of kilter that only an inpouring of light saved Earth from flying out into space and certain destruction. The light beamed by highly evolved worlds was the feminine energy that was needed to start balancing the masculine energy that had been dominant during the long reign of darkness. I'm not demeaning masculine energy or exalting feminine. Both have strengths and desirable qualities, but for a civilization to thrive, the two energies must be in balance. The effects of feminine energy started with the influx of light almost a century ago and have been increasing ever since. Although traits and streamer attachments have nothing at all to do with gender, the contrast is striking between how women were regarded when masculine energy was overwhelmingly dominant and how that has changed since feminine energy has been flowing in. For instance, a century ago, girls were expected to marry and have children, thus female university students were few and far between. Now they outnumber male students, and many women are professors or academic board members. After women entered fields of employment traditionally filled by men, their leadership capabilities led to management positions, or they established successful businesses. Women distinguish themselves in military forces, and their numbers in governments, from local to national, keep increasing. The elevation of women in every field and capacity does not apply in the Muslim world. That will come when evidence emerges that dark minds and hearts created the concept that women are inferior to men and therefore have no rights. This wickedness came from the same kind of evildoers that later devised Christian laws to control believers. If you don't know which truth will be publicly announced first, would you please give your best guesstimate? We do not know, so we shall tell you that we think the first will be the COVID pandemic and the effects of so-called vaccines. That isn't prophetic, it seems logical and prudent. A great deal of factual information published by healthcare personnel and medical specialists is widely circulated in some quarters, and we don't see mass shock when those reports are made known. We also think die-hard adherents of the authorities probably will poo-poo the evidence, and very likely vaccinated people will believe it, will feel betrayed, outraged, and perhaps remorseful about scorning family and friends who refused to comply with the mandates. Eventually, Earth's accurate history will be revealed, and so as not to shock the collective psyche, truths will emerge in stages. But come forth they shall, so Gaia's wounds can be healed, and so can all souls who bled at the hands of satanic worshippers. Beloved ones, you volunteered for a mission of paramount importance, not only to members of the universal family on Earth, but to all souls in this universe. Indeed, you are the strongest of the strong, but never have you been expected to manage this task of monumental scope by yourselves. Always you have had unseen assistance from loved ones in spirit worlds, guardian angels, souls in the lower angelic realms, spirit guides, and the powerful supportiveness of all light beings' unconditional love. Love and peace. Suzanne Ward.